Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the NBA slate on DraftKings for Tuesday, May the 14th. Showdown slate for Tuesday. We got game one of the Western Conference Finals between Portland and Golden State. I do plan on making showdown videos for every game of every series between Western Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Finals. I do plan on making NBA videos for all those slates because DraftKings is running some pretty huge tournaments. They're running a 600K Best of the West, 100K to first, $20 buy-in tournament for game one on Tuesday. So I expect they're going to continue to run these big tournaments pretty much till the NBA Finals are over with, or till the playoffs is over with, till the finals are over with. So I'm going to try and get out videos as much as I can. I am recording this video pretty early. I'm recording it Monday afternoon. But since DraftKings already has the salaries out, I figured I'd go ahead and make the video. We did just get the news that Kevin Durant's not going to play for Game 1, and he's unlikely to play for Game 2 as well, which was kind of the news that I was waiting for. Boogie, we still need to know if he's going to play. It looks like he's going to play. He's expected to return for the Western Conference Finals. We just don't know if he's going to be able to play Game 1 or if he's going to be limited. That's really the only news we're still waiting on, and Rodney Hood as well. We need to know if he's going to play. But getting the Durant news, that's what I really wanted. We already know Durant's out. So like for always for my Showdown videos, I'm going to kind of work my way through the player pool, talk about all the guys that I think are playable. We're just going to talk about the guys that are going to get minutes, like guys down here like Jordan Bell, Damian Lee. We're not going to talk about these guys because they just don't play. So we'll start off at the top, work our way down. Just before we do get started, guys, I would appreciate it if you would drop a like on the video. And if you are new to the channel, if you are planning to play all these NBA slates during the rest of the season, I do highly suggest you subscribe to the channel so that way you won't miss out on any of my new videos. Going to be making a ton of NBA videos still till the playoffs is over with. And for my Showdown videos, I do like to look at different ways you can construct a lineup. If you go with an expensive player as your captain, if you go with a cheap player as your captain, we'll look at different roster constructions, different builds. We'll talk about some of my favorite plays. We'll start off at the top with Damian Lillard, who is our most expensive option. He's $10,800 if you play him in your utility, and he is $16,200 if you want to play him as your captain. So obviously Lillard is a really good play on a one-game Showdown slate. I don't think I'm going to play him over Steph Curry, though. Curry just looks really good now that Kevin Durant is out. When you take Kevin Durant off the floor, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson are two of the biggest beneficiaries. We saw that in Game 6 of the Houston series. They had really good games, especially Thompson. He had like 40-something DraftKings points. Curry did pretty well as well. If DeMarcus Cousins plays, DeMarcus Cousins actually has like a 32% usage rate with Durant off the floor, averages like 1.4 fantasy points per minute. So if Boogie plays, he would also be a big beneficiary since Durant's out. We just don't know if Boogie's going to be limited or not. He hasn't played in like over a month or so. It might honestly be 2 months. I'll see when the last time he played was April 15th. So he hasn't played in about a month. I imagine he's going to be limited if he's able to play Game 1. So Curry and Thompson are like the two guys I want to pay up for again. But there's good value on this Showdown slate, especially now that Durant's out. That's going to open up some value. Some of these Portland guys are way underpriced, specifically Enes Kanter. He's someone that I really like on this Showdown slate. He's only $4,400 on DraftKings, which is just way too cheap in my opinion for the upside that he has. So if you play a guy like Enes Kanter, who I do want to start off with, he's probably one of my favorite plays. Just factoring in the kind of upside that Kanter has for this price tag. I know during that Denver series, especially towards the end of the series, he was not playing that well. He was only getting about 25 to 30 minutes a game, wasn't very productive either. But last game, Game 7, he did have a very good game, 30 DraftKings points in 40 minutes. Kanter's just such a productive player that if he gets the minutes, he can produce. If he gets even 25, 26, 27 minutes, he can go out there and give you 30 DraftKings points. He can get you a double-double. So I really like Kanter as a cheap value play. If you go with Kanter, that allows you to pay up for the studs that you want, like Curry and Thompson, who I really like now that Durant is out. You play Curry and Thompson along with Kanter, that still leaves you $9K remaining per player. I really like going to Kanter as a captain. That might be a bit risky, but if you play Kanter as your captain here, and if he gives you like 35, 40 points, which he definitely has the upside to do and the potential to do, you go with Kanter as your captain. That allows you to pay up for whoever you want. Lillard, Curry, you could play. You could play Thompson. You're definitely going to need to find a value. Like, say Boogie is able to play and he's not going to be limited. I think Boogie becomes a really good option. If you plug him in there, that would leave you enough to play a guy like Al-Farouq Aminu. So that is a lineup build you could look to. If you want to go with like another stud, if you want to try and get CJ McCollum in there, you could definitely do that. You would just have to look for a value play. You could go to Harkless. Kevon Looney is a value play that I do really like now that Kevin Durant is out. Especially if Durant and Boogie are both out, I think Kevon Looney becomes a great value play. He saw pretty decent minutes in Game 6 between Houston, even though Andrew Bogut started. Bogut only played like 12 minutes. Looney got 20 minutes off the bench and put up 25 DraftKings points. Bogut may start again if Durant's out and Boogie's out, but there's a chance we could see Looney draw the start, and he would become a great value at 3,600. So I really like a lineup like this where you have Cantor as your captain, a guy that's cheap, gives you upside, lets you pay up for the studs that you want. You can still go expensive at captain, though, if you want to go to a guy like Klay Thompson or Steph Curry as your captain. I really like doing some builds with Thompson as your captain because he gives you 40, 50-point upside when Durant's off the floor, and he's a lot cheaper than guys like Lillard and Curry. You go with Thompson as your captain, that still lets you get Lillard and Curry in there. If you plug in Cantor as a value play, you plug in Looney as a value play, that would leave you enough for a guy like Boogie who you could go to. So this is a lineup build that you could look to if you want to play Thompson as your captain. If you want to go all the way up to Curry as your captain, I think you can still do that as well since you have cheap value in Cantor, Looney, who's going to be a good value in my opinion. That still lets you get Lillard in there. You could still get Thompson in there. You have enough for Boogie as well. So this is also a lineup build that you could look at. I really like doing this build as well. Just the only concern is that it has 0 remaining salaries, so that means a lot of people are probably going to use this lineup. I've said this in all my Showdown videos. I do like leaving salary on the table because it just gives you a different lineup. It's less likely that a lot of people are going to have the lineup that you have if you leave some salary on the table. So just going back over the player pool, the top guys I really like. If you play like Cantor and Looney, who I both think are great value plays, that's going to allow you to fit in all the top guys that you want. If I had to rank them, I think my favorite plays, factoring in salary, would probably be Curry number 1, Thompson number 2, Lillard number 3, McCollum 4, and Green 5. And then like these mid-range plays, really like Boogie if he's able to go and not limited. If Boogie's able to play and not limited, he would become one of my favorite options at 7,200. But that's news that we're going to have to wait and see on. I still think Iguodala is a very good play at 7K. Aminu, I'm not as interested in. I would try and find the salary to get up to Iguodala or Cousins. But if you just don't have enough, and if Aminu fits your build, then I think it's fine to plug him in. Zach Collins saw a lot of good run off the bench during that Denver series, especially towards the end of the series. He was pretty productive as well, just the last 3 games, 23, 33, 22 DraftKings points. But this is a totally different matchup. We could see Collins' minutes sort of trend down a bit. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think he's going to continue to see about 20, 24 minutes off the bench per night. So at 5,600, he's not the worst play, but I still think Cantor just gives you so much more upside, and he's also cheaper than Collins. In his Cantor, I just keep going back to 4,400 for a guy that's going to start and most likely play 30 minutes and that has the upside that he has. Cantor could go out there and give you 40 DraftKings points, and I would not be surprised at all. So I love playing Cantor on the slate. I love playing him as a captain and then just loading in all the studs. I think that's a way you could build your lineup here. But talking about other value plays, I mentioned Kevon Looney. He would be my next favorite value now that Durant is out. I expect Looney picks up a lot of minutes with Durant out. And if Cousins is out as well, that should be even more run that goes to Looney. We saw Bogut draw the start in Game 6, but he only played 12 minutes. Wasn't very productive either. Just 6 DraftKings points in 12 minutes. Even if Bogut starts again, I'm not going to be playing him. There's just other guys I would look to, even though he's very cheap. It's just not a guy that I would consider. So recapping this Showdown slate, I think the way you want to build a lineup is either try to pay up for either Curry, Lillard, or Thompson as your captain. If you want to pay up for captain, those are the 3 guys I would consider. When you factor in their price tags, I would say probably like either Thompson, Curry. It's very close since there's like a $2,000 difference. Very close between those 2 guys. I think you could, if you need the salary, play Thompson as your captain. If you've got the value that you want and you can fit Curry in as your captain, do that as well. But Lillard would be like my 3rd favorite captain behind those 2. And then if you want to go with the cheap build, I think Enes Kanter is your best captain play for cheap that gives you upside. I like Looney as a value, but there's not enough upside there for me to want to play him as my captain. I think Cantor just gives you more potential. So I guess that's it for the Showdown slate. Hopefully you guys did get enough information and analysis out of this video. I think I did a pretty good job. Talked about most of the plays that I really like. Like always, if you do have any questions, you can feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. Or you can always message me on Twitter. I'm very active on Twitter, so if you need to hit me up there, you can. My Twitter account is @thedfs_goat. My DMs are always open, so feel free to DM me if you have any questions as well. Like I said, leave any comments below if you have questions. Feel free to like the video and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you in the next one. Good luck on this Showdown slate. Peace, guys.